up, Doc? What's cooking? What's up, Doc? Oh, you're looking for Bugs Bunny bunting. Duck is gonna hunting just to get a rabbit skin, but now the rabbit's gonna get. What's up, Doc? What's cooking? Hey, look out! Stop! You're gonna hurt someone with that old shotgun. Hey, what's up, Doc? We really mean it. What's up, Doc?
Hello, friends. Are you ready?
What's for dinner? I'm hungry.
Yum, 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 yum.
Delicious.
Let's go, everybody.
Yay!
Kourabiedes, Greek butter almond cookies. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner. And I'm happy. I'm happy because it's the holidays and Christmas and New Year's. It's not my favorite holiday, but it's my second favorite. And usually I really decorate my house for Christmas, and it looks like, I go overboard. And I don't care who likes it and whatever. This year I didn't decorate. I am feeling a little bit tired, nothing to worry about. But I'm going to keep with the traditions, of course, first going to all the services at my church. And secondly, of course, at least cooking up some of the traditional Greek Christmas goodies that we make. Not all of them, but I'm going to do some. So I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and, of course, a Happy New Year. I hope 2022 is a much better year than the last two. May the good Lord bless each and every one of your families, and may He grant you and all of us health and happiness. To me, those are the most two important things. And of course, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Forgiveness of sins, health, and happiness. Those are the three most important things. So may the Lord with His birth bless us. May the new year be better. And from the bottom of my heart to all of you, my best and sincerest wishes. Now, before we start our recipe today, there are two main traditional cookies that we make in Greece for Christmas. The one is called melomakarona, and the other one is called Kourabiedes. So out of the two, today we're making Kourabiedes. Try saying that. I know. Kourabiedes. So think of the word bien in French. Remove the N. Kourabiedes. Or if you can't say the, as in the, des. But it's really Kourabiedes. What are Kourabiedes? Kourabiedes are butter almond cookies. They're spiced up with a few things, and then they're rolled in powdered sugar. We'll talk about all that. Before I get... Actually, you know what? Let's do the ingredients. So my family in Greece has requested that I speak a little bit of Greek on my shows. And especially my uncle. And my mother was explaining to him that, Zoe grew up in Canada and most of her audience is, Canadian or American, from the United States. So obviously they don't understand Greek. But in a little while, you'll bear with me, I am going to say a few words to my family, if you guys all don't mind. There was something else I want to tell you. Again, I want to tell you before I tell you my ingredients, merlo macaron and Kourabiedes, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of recipes. And depending on what part of Greece you're from, you know, some people add this, some people add that, some people add the other. So if you are Greek and you do make these, you might say, oh, I don't put that in, or whatever. Oh, she didn't put this in. Well, you know, there's hundreds and hundreds of recipes. So let's get to it. We are going to use a mixer today. So we've got in here, I don't know if you guys can see it, if the camera can, I've got 400 grams of unsalted butter. Tip, the day before you're going to make these cookies, measure out 400 grams of butter, chop it up, put it in your mixer bowl and leave it overnight so it can be nice and soft. Okay? And then I've got back here, 150 grams of ground almonds. Pause again. Most Greeks and Greek recipes do not ground their almonds. They take an almond and they chop it into 6 or 8 pieces until they reach the let's say 150 gram mark, okay? I ground my almonds. We like them better. I've mentioned this so many times. We have people with very bad, dentures and teeth problems and whatever. So my almonds are ground, and believe me, they still turn out good. Back here, I've got 100 grams of sifted icing sugar. I'll tell you about that at the end. Here, at the bowl here, I've got half a cup of cognac. Please use really good cognac. If you don't know what cognac is, it's brandy, okay? I use a Greek one. I use metaxa. And you really should use good cognac. We need a level teaspoon of baking soda. We need 2 tubes of vanilla powder. I've talked about this on my recipes before. If you can't find these, if you can't find vanilla powder at a supermarket or a Greek bakery, use 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then I have, half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And then I have, where did she put it? Yeah, 1 whole egg and 2 egg yolks. Okay? And we've got 850 grams sifted all-purpose flour. Are we going to use all 850? Maybe yes, maybe no. The last ingredient I skipped it, is here. You need 100 grams of Fytini. You're going to say to me, what's Fytini? This is Fytini. It looks like a humongous tub of margarine. The packaging does. And Fytini, if I remember correctly, the English translation is spelled Fytini. Any Greek supermarket or Greek bakery will have this. This is vegetable cooking fat. If you know of such a thing, vegetable cooking fat, if you know of such a thing in a Canadian or American brand, by all means, go ahead and use it. You need 100 grams of this. You can have this in the fridge for months and months. I can even say years. It doesn't go bad. If you can get to a Greek bakery, please get it. This is what gives our Kourabiedes the taste. And also, for replacements, I'm just going to put it down somewhere. Yeah, okay. For replacements, maybe, I haven't tried it, but maybe you could use ghee or the Crisco vegetable shortening. I think I'm pretty sure those things would work. But if you can get the Fytini, try to do so because it'll give a lot of taste. So we also have Rosewater for sprinkling our cookies. And in here, I have a tupper ready with sifted icing sugar mixed in with vanilla powder. This is for rolling our cookies. Okay, so that's all our ingredients. I'm pretty sure I didn't forget anything. Oh, yes, I'd like to tell you this. You're going to bake in the middle of your oven. In my case, I have 7 levels. 7? I think I have 7. Anyways, I'm baking from the 3rd spot from the bottom of my oven. So basically, middle of your oven, okay? We're going to bake at 335 degrees Fahrenheit. Approximately, it's not even approximately, 25 minutes. And you're going to use, I have it over there on the stove, you're going to use ungreased. Please do not grease your pans. We're using 400 grams of butter and 100 grams of the vegetable cooking fat. That's a lot of butter. That's why these are, in English, I'm translating them as butter almond cookies. You don't need to grease your pans, okay? Use, though, aluminum or stainless steel. I would not use the nonstick. If you're going to use the nonstick, maybe line it with parchment paper. Keep your eye on it. Unfortunately, nonstick pans seem to burn things. So, you know, what can I tell you? I'm going to, so I forgot to get my, I forgot to get my mixer attachment. So I'm going to use the paddle attachment. And I hope this is the right one because I have 2 mixers. And one is like a 7 quart and one is like a 5 quart. So yeah, this is the right one. Okay. So in my mixer right off the bat, I'm going to grab, I have the 400 grams of unsalted butter, and I'm going to add in, the mixer's off, right? I'm going to add in the 100 grams of Fytini. Okay? All right. So, let's close our mixer. I didn't even plug it in. See that? Sorry, give me a second. I have my oven preheating. And I want you to beat the 2 butters together. And I'm going to grab the timer. You're going to beat for 5 minutes on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. I would say medium, okay? So I'm going to medium, high. Okay, I started the timer. Come with me. I'm just gonna stand over here. Yeah, so if you guys wanna take a bathroom break or something, go right ahead. This is the time that I should say hello to my family in Greece. So, yeah, bear with me, or you can sit and laugh and hear me and watch me talk Greek. Γεια σας! So, Θείο Γιώργο, δεν έχεις παράπονα, σου μιλάω στα ελληνικά. Δεν μπορώ να σου πω όλη τη συνταγή στα ελληνικά, γιατί τότε όλοι αυτοί που με βλέπουν δεν θα καταλάβουν τίποτα. Σήμερα φτιάχνω κουραμπιέδες. Θα σου στείλω, αν μπορούσα. Θέλω Θεία Ευγενία, Θείο Γιώργο, Γιώργη, Μαρία, Απόστολο, Ευγενία, Δημήτρη, Εκατερίνη, Γιώργο, my cousin, τα ξαδέρφια μου στη Φλόρινα, Λιδάκι μου, Ειρήνη, Γιωργάκη, Θεία Κιβέλη, Θείο Λάζαρο, ξεχνάω Λιδία τον άντρα σου, συγγνώμη, Μιχάλη, Θοδόρα, την κουνιάδα μου Κική και όλο τον κόσμο στην Ελλάδα. Σας αγαπώ πολύ. Σας εύχομαι τα καλύτερα αυτές τις γιορτές. Χρόνια πολλά. Εύχομαι το 2022 να είναι καλύτερα για όλους μας. Και ο Κύριος Ιησούς Χριστός να φέρει στου κάθενος το σπίτι ευτυχία, υγεία, να μας συγχωρέσει για τις αμαρτίες μας και να έχουμε ένα τέλειο 2022. Η γέννηση του Κυρίου μας είμαι σίγουρη ότι θα μας ευλογήσει όλους. Όπως ο Πανάγαθος πάντα μας αγαπάει και μας συγχωράει και μας ευλογεί. Σας αγαπώ όλους πάρα πολύ και Να, με βλέπετε, σας μιλάω, να μην έχετε παράπονα ότι σας ξεχνάω, ποτέ δεν σας ξεχνάω, σας αγαπάω όλους. Και αν ξέχασα και κανένα... Να, Χρήστο και Άννα στη Ρόδο, σας αγαπάω πολύ, έχω χρόνια να σας δω. Είναι πολλοί ανθρώποι, εύχομαι να μην ξέχασα κανένα. Συγγνώμη, Μαρίνα, Εύη, Γεωργία, Νικολέτα, Εύη, και εσάς σας αγαπώ πολύ, ξαδέρφια του Φώτη, δηλαδή δικιά μου ξαδέρφια. Και το τελευταίο γεια που θέλω να πω είναι στην αγαπημένη μου κορούλα. Γεωργίτσα μου, σ' αγαπώ πολύ. Χαιρετίσματα στο Στέφανο, φιλιά στη Μελίνα, στη Μαργαρίτα. Ο μπαμπάς σας αγαπάει πολύ και του λείπετε. Και αυτά. Σας εύχομαι όλους καλά Χριστούγεννα. Και αν από την αμηχανία μου ξέχασα κανέναν, πραγματικά χίλια συγγνώμη. Okay, so I wished all my family in Greece a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, as I did all of you. And, you know, I do want to mention something else. The cookies that we're making, they've only got 100 grams of icing sugar in them. So, when you're given this, usually when you go to somebody's house, Christmas or New Year's, like a Greek home, they will put on a pretty plate, they will give you one melomakarono, which is the honey walnut cookies that we're not making today, and then they'll give you one kourabiedes, both on the same plate, which are the cookies that we're making today. The cookies that we're making today, they have a lot of sugar on the outside. You just tap it a little and bite. If it's a lot of sugar for you, you just tap and bite. Tap on your plate and bite, because it's a lot of sugar. But there's hardly any sugar in the actual cookie dough. So don't be afraid of the fact that this is a lot of sugar. Okay, so our 5 minutes is almost up. So we're gonna head back to the kitchen. Okay, I've lowered the mixer, and I'm gonna grab the icing sugar. I'm gonna turn off the mixer. I'm gonna open it up. Let's turn off the timer. It's gonna drive us mental. So, all at once, pour in your icing sugar into your mixer bowl with your butter and your Fytini. And I guess it's a little hot in here, so some of my sugar got stuck. Yeah. Okay, that's okay. I'm just tapping for the rest of the sugar to come out. I've got some on my hands. And I am diabetic, so I'm not going to lick my fingers, as I usually do. I'm going to... Oh, crappers. All right, let's put you guys on hold for a second because my shield fell off and I need to put it back on. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Sorry, guys. So my stand mixer, if you don't have one and you don't know, they come with the shield. The camera will show you. They come with a see-through shield so that nothing flies out of your bowl. And on the side of the shield, I'm going to close the mixer. On the side of the shield here, there's a hole, like a feeding tube, so that you can feed your ingredients through here. As I went to touch my mixer, by accident, I touched the shield and it came out of place. So it's a little hard to put in place. So I didn't want to have you guys watching me fuss with it because I didn't know how long it would take me to put the shield back in place. Sometimes it takes me a minute and sometimes it takes me 10. Okay, so I've got my butter and my sugar here. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, I'm going to start the mixer on low. I'm not even going to press the timer yet because I don't want the sugar to fly all over the place. Okay, so once I increase the speed, I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes. You want your mixture at the end to look like whipped cream. So I'm gonna take up the speed now. Around medium high. Yeah, medium high, and I'm gonna set the timer, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay guys, we're back. Timer's going off, so I'm just gonna turn it off. And it's been 10 minutes. So, next thing we're gonna add in is our whole egg. And I've broken it up into, whoops. I cracked it into a bowl. So I added that in. I'm just gonna turn it up a little to incorporate the egg. And the next thing we're gonna add in is our egg yolks. Now, usually you add these one at a time, but I broke them, I separated them and I put them in a bowl so I can show you the ingredients. So because this bowl's a little bit bigger, I'm not gonna put it through the tube. I'm just gonna open up the mixer bowl and add them in. Okay? Okay. So we're gonna let the eggs incorporate for a few, well, minutes is too long, seconds. And I just rinsed off the egg off my hands. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Now, I've got nutmeg. Ground nutmeg. If you have the nut itself and you can grate it, that's fine as well. You need half a teaspoon. So I'm just gonna scoop up, press down with my fingers and level it off, and I'm gonna add it to my mixture. Okay. We're done with the nutmeg, so we'll just put that aside. Now, as I said, at this point, if you have vanilla powder, I'm adding in 2 tubes, which is probably, I don't know, half a teaspoon, maybe even 1 teaspoon. No, I would say 1 teaspoon. If you don't have vanilla powder, add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I'm just tapping the tube. These are little vials. They're tubes of vanilla powder. Okay. Now we've only got almonds left, baking soda, the cognac, and the flour. Okay? So, what I want you to do is I want you to take a couple of tablespoons of flour and add them in. 1, 2, and you know what? I'm going to add 1 more. 3. 3 tablespoons. I'm just using a regular tablespoon, and I just heat 3 heaping tablespoons. I'm going to turn it up a little bit so the flour can incorporate. The reason we're adding in the 3 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons of flour, is that you don't want your mixture to curdle when you add your cognac, okay? So, okay, I turned it up to high for whatever you saw. Well, what was that? 10 seconds? I turned it up to high on purpose just to incorporate. Now, open up your stand mixer, open it up. I have cognac in a bowl. You're gonna take your baking powder with just a regular teaspoon. This is all clumpy. Hold on. So my baking powder is a little clumpy, so I'm just with my fingers. You want a level teaspoon of baking soda, okay? You're gonna pick up your bowl of cognac, go close to your, I'm resting the bowl of cognac. So it's half a cup of cognac. I'm resting it on my mixer bowl. Add in your baking soda and stir. The reason you do this is just in case it fizzes up. You don't want it to, whoops, I mixed a little too quickly and I spilt a little bit. Okay, it's not fizzing, so we're good. But sometimes it may, so you mix this all up really well. And add it into your mixture. Now, is there any baking soda left in here? No, not really. Okay. Okay, close up the stand mixer and let's start mixing again. We no longer need the baking soda. Give me a second. I'm just going to put it in the fridge. We've only got 2 ingredients left for our cookie dough. The almonds, the ground almonds, and the flour. So you're going to turn up the mixer a little, and I want you to add in your flour a little at a time. So 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. I'm just heaping tablespoons, okay? Like I'm not, sorry, I want to turn it up to medium at least. I hope you guys can hear me over the mixer. So 3 heaping tablespoons. Grab a couple of teaspoons of almonds. Add them in, ground almonds. We'll do 3. So there's a good number. 3 is a wonderful number. 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of almonds. Keep alternating, okay? Now, I'm going to put you guys on hold so that I can continue adding this and mixing it, alternating flour, almonds, flour, almonds. It may not need all the flour. When most of this stuff is added in, all the almonds, and let's say most of the flour, I'll come back and show you the next step. So let me continue adding in, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I've added in quite a bit of flour, and I've added in all my almond mixture. I said that traditionally, actually I'll let you know I'll let you know in a bit. If you can, I don't know if the camera can catch it. For the blind people, I'll let you know that I stopped adding in flour because my whole entire mixer is moving back and forth. So it's a really, really thick mixture, okay? So at this point, I'm gonna stop the mixer. We're not gonna use it anymore. Are we gonna add more flour? I'm gonna let you know right now. Okay. I still have quite a bit of flour in my bowl. So I measured out 850 grams of sifted flour. That's what the original recipe says. This could be easily, could be 200 grams, could be at 150. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't know. I could measure it for you guys if you really want me to. You'll have to let me know, which you can't right now, but I'm going to show you. So I'm going to remove my paddle attachment. I'm going to get rid with my fingers whatever's on my paddle attachment. I'm going to throw it into the bowl. It hardly sticks to the bowl, to the paddle attachment. Like I'm just pushing it off and it's falling right off. So it's not sticking, okay? So my paddle attachment's clean. I'm going to get rid of the shield. I need to wash that. Now, I'm going to push the flour aside. I'm going to remove the mixer bowl. And I'm going to use my hands. I should take off my prayer rope. Hold on. Just in case. Okay. So, put your hand in the bowl and give it a little bit of a mix with your hands. Just gently, okay? Just fold, go to the bottom and bring the dough up and feel. This is a pretty, it's soft because it's all buttery and you can feel the ground almonds, okay? So, at this point, you're looking for a soft dough, but you also want to be able to pinch off a piece, I don't know, the size of a golf ball, and roll it between your hands and see. Can you roll it? Can you flatten a little bit and create a cookie? Yes, you can. So, do you want to put more flour in it? I'm not going to. I want my cookies nice and soft and crumbly. You can, because I can feel butter. Actually, you know what? I do feel quite a bit of butter. Actually, I'm going to grab, forget the spoon. So this is what I mean by I grabbed a big handful. I'm going to throw it in to the bowl. And I'm going to mix it up with my hands gently. You want to incorporate this extra flour that I just put in. So the dough could have probably been just fine the way it was. But because I felt, and you will feel butter on your hands, because these are butter almond cookies, okay? But just to make them a little more, give it a little more crumb, I added some flour, and I'm just mixing it all up with my hands. Pardon me. While I'm doing this, I just want to tell you guys, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that the Greeks traditionally just chop up almonds and put them in the batter. I've had them with chopped up almonds. They're wonderful. But I've also had them with the ground almonds. The way I did. I didn't ground my almonds into a paste. They're like thick breadcrumbs. Thick breadcrumbs. And they're absolutely delicious. I actually, now that I make them with ground almonds, I prefer them to the whole almonds. So really, that's your choice. Okay, so I added in flour, I mixed it. Let's see again. Still feel quite a bit of butter on my hands, but they roll easy, they shape easy, and I think I'm going to leave it because, like I said, I like my cookies to be nice and soft and crumbly. So, at this point, I'm going to put you guys on hold because I want this to rest a little bit. How long? It doesn't matter. 15 minutes, half an hour. I want to see how much butter, because with the heat in here, the oven's preheating, I want to see how much butter the dough is going to extract. Pardon me. If I let it sit for 15 minutes, half an hour, and I see that it's extracting a lot of its butter, I might add in another handful of flour. Okay? So I'll put you guys on hold and we'll wait for that 15-minute mark and we'll come back. Okay, guys. So I let the batter sit for a bit. I cleaned up a little bit, moved the mixer out of the way, so on and so forth. The dough was extracting way too much butter. So I added in another 2 huge handfuls of flour. There wasn't very much left in the bowl, about a handful and a half. So it probably took almost the 800 grams of flour. I could have added in the whole thing. just because I don't want mine really, really, really crumbly hard, I didn't add it all in. It's still buttery, but it's okay. You're gonna pick up the dough. It should be a nice soft dough, minus the almonds, and it should be buttery. Your hands, you should get butter all over your hands, but it shouldn't like be extreme, okay? I mean, there's quite a bit. My hand is really buttery now, but if I wipe it a little bit, think of lightly oiling your hands. If your hands feel very light grease, then you're okay. Okay? So in my case, now you can approximate by doing golf-sized balls. You can use a cookie scoop. You can do whatever you want. I like weighing mine. The reason I like weighing mine, I like it with baked goods. I like all my goods to be the same size. So I would put an empty dessert plate or salad plate, whatever you want to call it, on my scale, turn it on, pinch off a piece of dough, roll it in between my hands, make a ball, and put it on. And see what the weight of that is.
31 grams.
It's 31 grams. It's exactly what I want. Okay? So I'm going to show you 3 ways of shaping these cookies. The one way, the easiest, is a ball. You just flatten it lightly between your 2 palms, just the way I had showed you with meatballs. You flatten it lightly. It should be a thick cookie. And you just place it on your baking sheet. Okay? Now remember, there's no baking powder. These aren't really going to puff up. They're going to spread more. So pick up another pinch of dough, roll it, put it on your scale.
35 grams.
Okay, that's a little big. It's 35, so I'm going to pinch off a little bit. Re-roll it.
0 grams.
Wait till she says 0 grams and weigh it again.
31 grams.
That's fine. It's 31 grams. Anything now,
0
anything
grams.
between 29 and 31 is fine. 2 gram difference isn't a big deal. Now, the way you have the ball in your hand, put it in between your palms and roll your palms back and forth. Back and forth. You want to make a long, fat log. Not too long. Probably the length of my palm. Not from my wrist towards my fingers, from my thumb towards the edge of my hand. About that much. And then put it on your baking sheet. On your baking sheet. Maybe give it another roll. And twist a little. And make it into a crescent shape. That's the other shape you can do. Okay? A crescent shaped Kourabiedes. Okay, I'm going to do one more for you guys just so you can see the other way. And then I'm going to put you on hold so I can shape all these cookies. So I'm rolling a ball.
33 grams.
33 grams. I'm going to pinch off just a touch. Just a smidge. Ah, come on. I pinched off. I don't know why she's saying 33.
0 grams.
Okay.
31 grams.
Okay. So now we have a ball in our hands. Again, I'm going to roll it almost like a log, but not as long as we did before. Okay? Okay. So now I have a fat log in my hands, not as long as the one before, and I'm going to press down slightly. So now we have an oval shaped cookie. So these are the 3 traditional shapes: an oval, a round, and the crescent log. That's how you shape your cookies. You don't have to put them too, don't put them too close together because they will spread. So they will spread a bit, so you don't want them sticking together. So I've got a lot of work to do because I need to weigh all of this and shape it. and I will come back. I'm going to put them in the oven. I already told you the oven is preheated to 335 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to bake in the center of my oven, ungreased aluminum or stainless steel pans, and we're going to bake for 25 minutes. So I'm going to actually shape them, bake them, and come back and show you the next step. See you in a bit. Okay guys, we're back. So I have a batch in the oven. I shaped them all at approximately 30 grams. And my first batch is just about to come out. So I'm going to take it out. And I have to tell you that the smell is overwhelming. Now for sighted people, I'm going to put in, sorry, I'll tell you in a second. I'm going to put in my next batch. So I got 2 baking sheets. So this amount of cookie dough is enough for 2 baking sheets. How many pieces? Sorry, I didn't count them. Maybe I will later and let you know. Okay, so I've got those, the second batch in the oven. I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Okay, I've got a wire rack. I'm going to put these on the wire rack. Let them sit for 10 minutes, I would say. Doesn't really matter. 10 minutes, 20 minutes. No, I wouldn't say longer than 20 minutes. Let them sit on the cookie sheet. These can fall apart very easy if I pick them up now and try to work with them. And they're scorching hot. And we want to roll them in icing sugar. Sometimes if your cookie is too hot and you roll it in the icing sugar starts to melt and it becomes, I hate to use this word, but I can't think of something. Mud. There's a word. It becomes mud and it's not nice. Okay, you want the sugar to be nice and powdery. Yet, so for sighted people, when your cookies have a little bit of color and they're cracking on top, you see cracks on top, then you know they're ready. Okay? But if you just follow my instructions, if you don't even want to bother with that, like looking at them, 25 minutes in the oven at 335, believe me, they're done. So I'm going to let these cool down, and I may even take out the other batch and then come and I'm going to show you, I'm going to start to use the rose water and the icing sugar and show you the final steps of this recipe. So see you in about 25 minutes. Okay guys, so the time is up for the second batch. I'm going to get steam in my face and heat in my face. I've got my oven mitts on and I'm gonna place them on my oven top. And I need to take them over to the wire rack, which now is in a different spot in my kitchen than before. Whoops. Okay, they're on the wire rack and they need to cool down. And I'm going to turn off my timer. Okay, so now, lots of people do this a lot of different ways. I'm going to, sorry, let me just turn off my oven. So both batches are baked. So some people sift sugar onto a plate. They place them on there and then they sift sugar over them. Some people put icing sugar on a clean baking sheet and they spritz. So they actually have a spritzer and they spritz rose water onto the cookies and then they put them on the sugar, on the baking sheet with the sugar, and then they sift sugar on top. The way I'm gonna show you the way I'm gonna do it, and Mama's gonna help. I'm just looking for something. Give me 1 second. Okay. I've got the cookies that have cooled down. I have one in my hand. I picked it up. I've got a bowl of icing sugar, sifted icing sugar, mixed with vanilla powder. Okay, and I've got muffin cups, and I've got rose water. Now, I don't have a spritzer. I forgot to buy one. My old one ruined. So, I have a shallow bowl. And I'm going to open up the rose water and I'm going to pour some rose water into the shallow bowl. Doesn't matter how much. Okay. I'm going to put the rose water aside. We may need it again. And I've got a bag of icing sugar on. Which one? Which one did I open? My mom's telling me to close the cupboard door because I forgot it open. I couldn't remember which one, but I figured it out. Okay. What was I saying now? Yeah, I've got a bag of icing sugar also, and my sifter is out just in case I need more sugar. Okay? So, because I don't have a spritzer, I'm going to get some of my I'm going to get a couple of muffin cups out of the package. Just leave them next to me. Oh, so I smell cognac, vanilla, rose water. The house smells fantastic. Okay. I'm going to pick up a cookie in my hands. I'm going to touch the rose water with the palm of my hand very slightly. I don't want rose water dripping off my hands. I'm going to put the cookie on the palm of my hand what am I doing? I'm just moving the cookie around my hand. Again, same thing again. Just touch, shake my hand so nothing is dripping off, and just gently touch the cookie on the palm of my hand with the rose water. And then you got to be gentle with all of this. Then take your cookie and put it in the icing sugar. Press down slightly. Even just move it around. Throw icing sugar on top of your cookie, like this. Okay? Roll your cookie gently around. Pick it up. Let the excess drop off. And it should be okay. And we're going to call Mom because Mom's going to help too. Mom, meron of these? Okay, so she says it's good. So you're going to take your muffin cup and place it in your muffin cup. And there, it's ready for it to be served, okay? So, but you're going to wait for these to cool down completely. And then you're going to put them in one layer. You can put 2 layers, but I prefer the 1 layer. You're going to put them in 1 layer in an airtight container. So, I have to put rose water on my hands, roll the cookies in sugar, put them in muffin cups, and I have 2 baking sheets to do. So, I showed you how to do it. I'm going to do them all, and I'm just going to come back and say goodbye and show you all the cookies that are done. So, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys, we're back. This is the final time for today. So, I wiped the cookies gently on the palm of my hand on all sides so they can have a little bit of fragrance and a little bit of moisture. I dipped them in sugar. I put them in paper muffin cups, and I have them in a single layer in a tupper. There's more. I think we have 1, 2, 3, 3.5 smaller tuppers and this big one. So quite a few pieces. I didn't count them. Now that I'm talking to you, because I have very sensitive ears, I can hear my mom counting. She's counting the ones over there. But yeah, so that's our recipe. I want to tell you that while you're wiping and rolling in sugar, please be really, really gentle. You may feel a couple of tiny crumbs fall, on your hand or on the rose water. That's why I say you have to be really gentle. When I say a few crumbs, literally in my bowl of rose water, I had something like maybe 6 or 10 bread-sized crumbs. So that's it. That's our recipe. Like we said, butter almond cookies, Kourabiedes, delicious, absolutely fantastic. The smell is to die for. My husband came home. He was grocery shopping while I was making these. And he said, oh my God, why does the house smell like this? Why does it smell so good? And I said, oh, I'm making Kourabiedes. And he was like ecstatic. I'm not going to cut one open and show it for you. We can't eat them yet. We're in a fast. I don't celebrate Christmas on December 25th with the rest of, with a lot of people. I follow the old Julian calendar. So December 25th for me is on January 7th. So you might know from the Russians and the Serbs, and there are a lot of Greeks who follow the old style Julian calendar. So they're holiday cookies. Some people call them Christmas cookies. Some people call them holiday cookies. No matter what, we make them Christmas. They're absolutely fantastic. So I just want to wish everybody again the best holidays ever. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas if you've already celebrated. Merry Christmas if you haven't celebrated yet. Chronia pola seolus. That means many years to everybody. So in Greek, on feast days and major holidays, religious holidays, that's what we say. We say many years. So to all my family in Greece, σε όλους στην Ελλάδα, χρόνια πολλά, σας αγαπάμε πολύ. From Foti, Mama, Zoitza, Foti, Zafiri, everybody. From all of us, from Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner, a very, very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See you on the next episode. Love you guys. Bye. I am your host, Zoe Fiogos. With sincere love and gratitude, I thank you for watching Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner.